So what motivated you to apply for a position on the course in the first place?
I thought about it for a long time, and initially I talked to a number of carers to see whether they were interested in coming. And the more I talked to other people about it, the more I thought actually it's a really fantastic opportunity for myself. And so as well as supporting other people to apply, I applied. My reason for wanting to apply is that you don't often get the opportunity to work with a lot of people, some of whom are service users, some people who are carers, and people from other authorities doing different things, to learn and to see exactly what it is they're doing and what's working and what's difficult. So learning and networking.
Okay, thank you. And what kind of expectations did you have of the programme before you came along?
Many years ago, when I was at Swindon People First, Lynn Elwell came and did an evaluation with people. So I had incredibly high expectations that there would be a lot of very personal, touching and informative presentations from people, that I would learn a lot and I would be inspired to take things away and look at how I could implement them and make them happen with other people. So my expectations were pretty high.
Okay, thanks. And you can guess what I'm going to ask you next. How are we doing in meeting those expectations?
I've gone for something quite practical. I've done a lot of shared home ownership in the past, and we had David Abbey up here one time, and it made me think a bit more about why we're doing it and what are the benefits and are we doing enough of it. So following that, David Abbey was looking together with me, and I've connected him in the southwest with other people to see how we can roll shared home ownership out to more people. So we've now got a working group looking at how we can get more social workers to believe in it, understand it and promote it. On top of that, the other conflict with shared ownership that keeps coming up is around people having jobs, because you can't have the mortgage and have a job. And so we've now got a think tank which is just about to meet to look and see about how we can move this forward. We can't change the loophole that gets people a mortgage, but we're looking to see what opportunities there are so that people don't go into shared home ownership who are looking to get work. And I'm not quite sure how we're going to make it happen, but somehow we want people to be able to do shared home ownership and have proper paid jobs.
So apart from the My Safe Home section that David delivered, what would you say have been the course highlights for you?
The course highlights for me was very much about going back and connecting with why I'm doing the work that I'm doing, what it is that's important to me and makes me work and drives me to keep on trying to make a change together with people that I'm working with. Meeting other people, hearing other people's stories, taking some very personal stories and experiences back and talking to other people about it, especially strategically, so that we keep on remembering that our job isn't just about planning with people, it's really listening to their stories and making sure that everything we're doing, we remember the individual and their person-centered plan and what it is that they're wanting and their expectations. So we still have the same money, but I guess the course has reinforced that working together with people, we can probably use the money in a much better way.
Aside from what you've described with the think tank and the shared home ownership project pilot, are there any other things that you will now go back to work and do differently as a result of the Altogether Better programme?
I think the key thing for me is a lot of my experience in the past has been working with people with learning disabilities and co-working together with them in how we plan and deliver the services that we do deliver. I've now got to the point where we have 3 self-advocacy groups, we didn't have any, and rather than having service level agreements, we have partnership agreements, or we'll soon have partnership agreements with them all. The thing the course has shown me very strongly is that I've not put the same energy into carers. And so it's now how do I look personally in how we involve carers much more in the work we do in the same partnership way that we're doing it with service users, or that I'm personally doing it with service users. So I think that's one of the key things. I think the other thing it's made me really look at is that in the past we were doing person-centered planning as we heard about again in the course, and somehow we've got much more connected into paper ticking and person-centered one-page profiles, and I'm taking that back and challenging, although that's not really a popular position to be in. So I think that's another really important thing that the course has shown me, is when you get sucked into the system and producing the stats, you lose sight of what something was supposed to be.
If we have an opportunity to run this program again and someone else were considering it, would you have a message for them?
My message was, get the place and get it as soon as you can, give the commitment, because you'll come out a much stronger worker, much more aware of who you are, what you can offer, and more importantly, what other people can bring and offer you to make sure that you can do the best you possibly can. And I guess one last thing is make sure that there's one or two other people who live near you to do it with you, because I think for me that's been the difficult thing. I'd love there to have been someone else from my authority here. Yeah.
Thank you very much.